Alright everyone, I've been working on this for probably too long, and I'm finally getting around to actually doing something about it. This past deer season, I ended up taking this buck, and what I'm going to do is finish it up. I've had it in a tree, and it cleaned up fairly well. My son took the skin off, and after that I put it up in the tree, and this early spring, I'm sure there were some flies and maggots that took care of most of it, but what I did the last 2 or 3 weeks, I put it in a tote full of water just to soften everything up. And what I'm going to do now is put it in a kettle, simmer it for a little bit with some dish detergent and OxiClean, and I'm going to try to take some of this stuff off and some of all the white fatty tissue off. I'm not gonna boil it, I'm just gonna simmer it, so that way none of the bridge of the nose seems kind of loose now already, so I'm gonna do my best not to end up breaking that off. So I'm gonna wrap the horns with some cling wrap, and I'm going to tape it so that way I can put it in the water without discoloring the antlers. Alright, I saved you the agony of me wrapping that with cling wrap. I got it taped, all ready to go. It's I think it's pretty well secure, so stay tuned and see what happens. I'm going to sink this right into the water. Actually, I got to add a little bit more water. What I'm going to do is take half a scoop of OxiClean, dump it in there, and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. Alright, once it starts simmering, what I'm going to do is take it outside, hook up my pressure washer. This is just a little 110, plug it into the outlet pressure washer, and I'm going to knock off some of the tissue that's still left on it. Make sure I get every single nook and cranny to make sure that there's no fat or a little bit of grease or stuff like that. So once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna take a bottle of peroxide and maybe a little bit of OxiClean again and put it in there to whiten it. Stick around, see what happens. I'm curious. While that's cooking, I'm going to show you what my son did for a project when he was in high school. I don't remember if he was a freshman or sophomore. I ended up getting a nice little 6-pointer, and he was along after I shot it, and he wanted to do a project for one of his ag classes. I believe it was one of his ag classes. He did hydro dipping. So this is what it turned out to look like. I boiled this down or simmered it. You don't really want to boil it because it's going to separate all the bones. You don't want to end up gluing things back together, but if you need to, so be it. But this is what he did for a school project or a class project. So it turned out pretty decent. And last year I found this skull. I didn't put the bottom jaw back on. I need to do that. I'll have to get some super glue of some sort. And all I did, I boiled this down, or cleaned it up, boiled it down, and I put it in a bath of peroxide and baking soda mixed, and this is what it turned out to be. I kind of like that color, actually. It's not that real bright white skull. It's got that natural look to it. but I'd like to have that skull a little bit brighter, just to make it, I don't know, my own kind of a thing. So I thought I'd show you this, and while that's cooking, so all right, what I'm going to do is just kind of clean it up a little bit. I'm going to hopefully save the nose bones, and if something happens, I'll just glue them back in. Here we go. All right, I seem to have a bunch of everything cleaned up. This seems a little greasy here, but that little bit I'm not going to worry about. If it was some ones that I was doing for somebody, then I would. But now I'm going to go back in my barn, and I got 2 bottles of peroxide I'm going to dump in that water, and I'm going to do it up like that. Put that in there for a few minutes. Everything's cleaned out in the nose. I'm gonna hopefully beat the rain. So, all right. See you in the barn. Well, everyone, due to human error, nothing happened to the skull, just so you know. I forgot to push record, or I thought it was on record and it wasn't, and vice versa. So I didn't record the process of me dumping the peroxide into the pot. I topped off the water with some new water and put the peroxide in. Then I believe the peroxide reacted with the OxyClean, which I didn't know nothing about because I'm a laborer, not a chemist. So I didn't get any of that footage. So what I have now is the deer skull. I kind of stopped where I'm at right now. Me personally, I like the way this looks. Some people like it like bleach white. I like kind of the natural look to it, actually. I'll show you. You know, I prefer this yellowness, which means I've been watching some other guy, actually White Bone Creations, I believe his channel is, but he knows what he's doing. This is my 3rd skull I ever did, so I think it turned out all right. I like the little darkness around the joints of the skull and the bones themselves. I like it this way. I like that little bit of yellowness. It's more real. So what I'm going to do now is take the tape off and see if it did anything there. Well, there you have it. It's I think it looks pretty darn good. I love the darkness of the base of the antlers. That really gives it character. Well, everyone, this is my buck. The buck I got back in November. It took a while for me to do this, to get not around to it, but time to do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining and informational for you. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff for channels to have. So, like I said, hope you found it interesting. Leave a comment. So, until next time, enjoy the little things like this.